What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over all the games in college basketball. I'm also going to touch on the college football playoff game, Texas and Ohio State. I'll give you my thoughts and some tips how to bet that one. So before we jump into that, definitely subscribe to the channel here. And I don't know, is it really a surprise at this point? Just another good-looking week. I'm on a 9-4 run in college hoops. I'm 5-1 in my last 6 bets in the college football playoff, and I've won 4 out of my last 5 weeks in NFL. Up over 22 units of profit just in NFL alone. We're just doing it. We're just doing it all sports every year. I mean, I encourage you guys, if you're new to my channel, there's years of videos, years of 5 days a week making videos, all with electronic. It's just basically a huge database of my sports betting results. Go through them. I mean, do you want even more proof than this? I mean, that's a decent little sample size there. A month's worth of NFL, obviously season of data and profit, and you guys can scroll back to videos if you want a bigger sample size on a particular season. But you saw what I did in the MLB. You saw my NBA playoff run last spring. You see what I do in college basketball. 5-1 in my last 6 in college football. Killing the game in NFL. I mean, it's up to you. The link to my website in the description. You can get an entire month of my picks for $89. I mean, I just, not even $100. You get an entire month of this type of winning. Again, scroll through the videos if you want more proof. Numbers are numbers. And I remain one of the best in the entire sports betting industry. Let me bring up Pikkit Sports here. And we'll start running through these games. Let me actually share the screen here. Where is the Pikkit tab? There it is. Like, guys, seriously, it's actually comical. It is comical that some of you aren't on the text list. By the way, when you sign up, regardless if you get a week or a month or whatever, the text, they go right to your phone. It's not like an email thing. You don't have to log into a certain portal or whatever. I'm going to get your phone information and just send the stuff right to you. You'll get the odds, the plays, and how many units to put on each one. Just copy it and understand that it's sports betting. There's going to be a couple losing tickets in the mix, of course. But I win so much more than I lose. And you guys see it week in, week out, on repeat, all sports, every single year. I just don't know why you would hesitate. I really don't. So let's do this. Let's go to Discover Bets here. By the way, guys, if you're interested in Pikkit, there's a link in the description as well. This is completely free. This is where I get my sports betting information in terms of, where the money is on these games. You can see, you can track line movement. You can look at where the money's at in terms of the game total, the spread, the money line, all that good stuff. We'll save that for the end. Let's go ahead and do college hoops first. But I just kind of want to show you an example there of just what a great tool Pikkit Sports is. It's free. It's in the App Store. Link in the description. And just for downloading it, you'll get a free 3 up to $100. So really a no-brainer. It's not a sales pitch, no gimmick. It's just great sports betting information. Here we go. Today, college hoops. This, I mean, I'll go through the games, but this has got to be a world record slate for being dog shit, being horrible. Merrimack, Sacred Heart, 2.5. 2.5, 1.5 on BetMGM. Another cool thing about Pikkit Sports, it shows you what book gives you the best line based on what team you like and what wager you're interested in. So that's cool as well. I'm going to take the points, man. I'll take the 2.5. I'll go with this FanDuel price right here. I'll take the 2.5 with Sacred Heart. Kent State and Buffalo. Kent State, are they going to win by double digits here? Are they going to win by double digits here against Buffalo? I think they win by about 7 or 8. Free throws at the end. Competitive game. I'll take the 10.5 with Buffalo. St. Peter's and Niagara. I'll go with Niagara here. I'll take the 1.5. Minnesota, Wisconsin, a decent game. Let's look at the money on this one. A lot of Wisconsin money, guys. Spread 96.5. About 97% of the money on the spread is on Wisconsin here. About 84% of the bets. So betting splits look just fine for Wisconsin. The problem here is, Wisconsin's been pretty hot. Wisconsin's playing great basketball. Minnesota, horrible. Really, really bad. 13.5, though. I mean, look, this is college basketball. Sometimes you have to do things that just don't feel right. And this is a Minnesota spot, man. This is an 8 or a 9-point win. This is an 8 or a 9-point win for Wisconsin. Kind of a sleepy spot. They're not going to be too mentally engaged with Minnesota here. They're the better team, but this line is inflated. The universe is betting Wisconsin. It's just not that easy, especially on a Friday night. Home game Friday night. Maybe they have a decent crowd. Maybe the place does go off. Maybe it's another blowout and Minnesota just continues to look like crap. I'm going to lean towards the points, though, taking the points there with Minnesota. Iona and Fairfield, 1.5 spread. Iona and Fairfield. Is Fairfield going to get this one? Iona on the road. I don't like how Iona closes out games. I'll go with Fairfield. I'll take the 1.5. I think they get this one. Wagner, Central Connecticut. 9.5, 10.5, depending on your book here. I'll take the points. I'll take the points with Wagner. Maybe Central Connecticut wins by 7. Siena Quinnipiac, 4.5 point spread. 4.5. Feels like it's a bucket too much. It should be 2.5, maybe 3 at the most. If the money line was minus 150 or less, I would recommend that. Minus 190 is too much there. I don't know. Maybe some free throws at the end. The data's not available for that one yet. It's not really a big scale game. I'll go Quinnipiac. I'll lay the 4.5. Hopefully Siena has to foul at the end of the game. Couple extra free throws, push it over the number. Should be a competitive game, though. Mount St. Mary's in Manhattan here. Another just toss-up game. I'll go with Mount St. Mary's. I'll take the 1.5. Long Island, Stonehill, 4.5 point spread. I'll lay it. I would lay anything up to like 6 here. Not my favorite game, though. Fair Dickinson here. We got Fairleigh Dick, Lemoyne. Pick'em game. Give me Fair Dick. Give me Fair Dick here. I'll take the 1.5. Mercyhurst, St. Francis. Wrong team's favorite, I think. Wrong team's favorite here. I'll take that 3. Plus 3? Sure. Sign me up. Ryder. Ryder's minus 3.5 in this spot. I mean, this is the ultimate just terrible game, man. Give me the points. Give me the 3.5. Maybe look at the plus 150. They're going to win the game outright. They got to get that one. UCLA and Maryland. Let's take a peek at the early money here. Total handle about 25K so far. A lot of money on Maryland. Betting splits look okay, though. 3/4 of bets made on the spread on this game are on Maryland, but 87% of the money. So I'd be curious to see how the books react to that. Obviously, if you guys are paying attention to college basketball, you'll know the UCLA coach recently really went off on his team, man. Really called everybody out for lack of energy, being soft, all that stuff. Long road trip now. So, you just got to bet. How do you think UCLA is going to respond here? If they're going to respond positively, you could even look at the money line. But they might just lay down, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think Maryland's going to get them. Maryland's a better team. Maryland's dropped some games recently as well, so it's not like Maryland's coming in, with like some inflated mentality or something like that. They're in a good spot too. Friday night home game. I'll lay the 4.5 with Maryland. Central Michigan and Toledo. Last game that I'm seeing here on the slate. Central Michigan and Toledo. 5-point spread, man. 5-point spread. I would have thought this is an 8.5. An 8.5 or 9. I will maybe this is a trap. I'll go ahead. I'll lay the 4.5 with Toledo in this one. Let's go back here, guys. Let's look for college football playoff game. Pull that up again. Notre Dame with the win. By the way, guys, I'll put the text on the screen that went out to clients. We split this game. We put 1 unit on Penn State money line, but our bigger bet, 3.2 units. We put on an alternative line. Bought a little bit of a buffer zone. We took Penn State plus 3.5. There you go. Field goal game. It cashes, and we profit on the game. So another example of knowing how to play these games. It was a low total, trending downwards. We didn't really get offense until the end. So I wasn't even particular to Penn State. If the line was flipped the other way, I would have bought Notre Dame to, plus 3.5 and took them. So I just thought it was the right way to play it. And indeed, we profit on that one. So let's get into this next semifinal here. Ohio State, Texas. Obviously, a lot of money on Ohio State. I mean, we've seen the last two games. We've all seen the last two games. I'm actually going to write these numbers down. I'm curious how it'll look in the morning. 77.8% of the money on the spread is on Ohio State. About 71% of bets. So betting splits look just fine for Ohio State. The worry here to me is, let's say Texas didn't give up the comeback to Arizona State, because they did get off to a good start. It was looking like the game was going to be a blowout. So let's say Texas just kind of got through the second half a little bit better and won by 10. Let's say Oregon was competitive and they lost by 10 or even 14, but they're at least in the game until the end. What would this line be? Just north of a field goal? A field goal? 6.5. I mean, what's the latest numbers here? Bet Rivers is offering a 6.5. I think just based on principle of how these things go, I think I would lean to Texas here, catching the 6.5 on the total. 53% of bets on the total are on the under, about 55% of the money. Nothing really crazy there. The line movement, it's just kind of bouncing around a little bit. I would go under the 53.5, but these games, man, in college football, it always amazes me, even if you have a lack of offense, in that fourth quarter, in that last 5 to 8 minutes, you could get 3-4 scores between timeouts, trading field goals, scoring in junk time, going for it on fourth, being aggressive, turnovers. It seems like a lot of points come here. Maybe look at a first half total to go under. Let's look at the number here, 27.5. It's a key number as well. If it's a 14 to 13 half, that's under. 17 to 10, under. I would play under 27.5 for the first half. The other thing that kind of is keeping me away from under 53.5 is just overtime. It's just overtime. These teams are pretty competitive. There's absolutely a chance of overtime. We almost got it in that Notre Dame game. If it wasn't for Drew Aller's decision throwing that football, they could have easily just ran it and taken the game to overtime. I think just based on principle and having inflated lines here, everyone's all over Ohio State. Seems too easy. They've played too good the last two games. Texas now, kind of an underdog mentality. I think you'd have to lean taking the points and lean to an under, but keep it to that first half, 27.5 under the total, I think is the way to play this game. And you know what? If you're taking this minus 225 for Ohio State on that money line and just throwing it in a bunch of parlays, you never know, man. You never know. Texas absolutely can win this game. It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting to see if Ohio State, coming off those two performances, can just simply maintain that level of mental engagement. Now you're getting Texas, man. People are down on Texas. Still a loaded roster. Weak strength of schedule. Everything on paper points to Ohio State. The odds for them to win the whole thing, minus 150. I get it, man. The books, what you see on paper, eye test over the last two games, that's all Ohio State, clear as day. This is sports betting. Is it always this easy? No, it's rarely this easy. Maybe it's this easy this time, but overall, just making these sort of bets continuously is just not the way to do it. I would not lay the points here. It's an inflated number. Maybe look to live bet this game as well. If Ohio State comes right out and scores, you could probably get Texas plus 11. plus like 13 or something. And at the same time, if Texas comes out to a hot start, goes down the field, they get the ball first, they put it in the end zone. Well, there you go. If you really wanted to bet Ohio State, you'll be able to get them under a field goal pretty quick. So consider just enjoying the game, waiting, ready to attack a line that just has better value than this 5.5, 6.5. And if we get to overtime, we could see the exact margin of this game end at like 6 or something. So yeah, I would actually lean to Texas here, lean first half under. I think that's the way I feel about this one. Props I don't do for college football. But again, guys, let's just be honest, man. You see the numbers at the bottom of the screen, right? You've seen the last month, the last 5 months, the last year. You've seen MLB, you've seen NBA playoffs, you've seen college hoops, you've seen college football, you see my NFL numbers. Get on the text list, stick to the program. There's going to be losing days in the mix. It is sports betting. You got to at least, be realistic about this stuff. But man, the amount of money I'm just putting in people's pockets lately, it's excellent, man. It's excellent. We're going to keep it going. No mercy. We're going to have a huge weekend. I have some really, really big plays coming out in the NFL this week. I'm really looking forward to wild card round. And if you guys are interested in my individual predictions for those wild card games, I've gone over all of them. That video is already posted. So be sure to check that out. That's pretty much it. Enjoy your weekend. See you in the next video.